Hey guys, what's going on? Steve Cronin. Today I want to talk to you about something called set and setting and how that matters and how these different ideas interact with the idea of taking nootropics. That's coming up. So this channel is all about how to become a high performer mentally in your professional life, such as in work and school. And that sometimes involves taking some supplements, some mind-enhancing drugs, some nootropics, which are, by their very nature, psychoactive. And so there's dozens of things to consider when taking nootropics, but two things that I haven't really seen too many people talk about are something called set and setting. Now this video is kind of like an addendum to a video I posted earlier called something like what to do when nootropics don't work. Watch for it at the end of the video. I'll have a link to it, and it's totally cool to watch them out of order. You can just go ahead and keep watching this now. But here's the deal. In my opinion, whenever you're dealing with something that's psychoactive, two concepts you want to take into consideration are something like set and setting. And you hear these terms with each other primarily within the use of psychedelic drugs, actually. Now, nootropics are not psychedelics in any means. A psychedelic, by definition, is just something that brings subconscious material to the conscious mind, and you find these types of experiences, whether it be with drugs such as like LSD, or even some non-drug psychedelic experiences such as contemplative exercises or meditation. And so set and setting is incredibly important in those regards, but of course this channel is not about psychedelics. It's about improving mental performance, and I don't really hone in on that topic too much. But if you've heard the word set and setting before, that's probably where it comes from. So let's go with the first term, set. Set, what does that mean? That refers to generally the person who's taking the nootropics and the person, their physiological state, for example. Are they going to have an allergic reaction to the nootropic? So their physiological state has to be taken into account. Also their mental state. Now in regards to nootropics, that could be, am I taking nootropics and then I'm gonna sit down and watch some TV because that's what I feel like doing, that's my mental state right now? Or am I in the mental state of wanting to get a lot of work done, want to accomplish a lot of different things? There are just countless numbers of factors in regards to a human being, whether or not they're taking a drug, whether or not they're taking a nootropic. But in a very general way, that's what set refers to, is the person who is taking a nootropic. Are they healthy? Do they have allergies? What's their mood? What's their state of mind? Are they wanting to be productive? Are they wanting to watch TV? Are they physically fit? Did they have a bunch of sugar all day? How are they feeling? Do they have the flu? Do they, it's kind of like set refers to the person, and that matters when you take a nootropic. All right, so let's go on to the second concept of setting. Setting refers to the external environment, something that is independent of the individual taking the nootropic or the set. So what does your environment look like? What does the setting look like? Are you in your apartment? And what is the state of your apartment? Is it messy? Is it clean? Do you have roommates who might be loud? Or do you have roommates who are quiet? Do you live alone? If you're at work, is it a productive environment where everyone else is busy working? So maybe that's like a natural thing that's conducive to maybe your set, your mindset, as it were, to get stuff done. Are you lounging by the pool? So setting is something you want to take into consideration when taking nootropics as well. And then because we're talking about nootropics, if we're talking about set and setting, we gotta talk about the nootropic itself, the drug, right? Are you taking a nootropic that is designed to heighten your focus or increase your motivation or increase creativity or verbal fluency or all these different things that people want to improve about themselves? A lot of the times depends on the type of nootropic you're taking, but it also depends on your setting and your set. For example, if you want to improve your sustained focus, therefore, what I mean by that is maybe you have a project coming up and you don't want to have the 50 million tabs on your computer, you don't want to have a bunch of people around you asking questions, you don't want the distractions. Well, a nootropic is not going to be a magic pill to solve all of that. You're not going to be like the dude from Limitless who has like all this like data floating around him, and you're just going to take a nootropic and power through that. No, you want to set yourself up for success. Therefore, pay attention to, let's start with set. All right, you want to increase focus, you want to complete a task, maybe it's going to take 4 hours. The nootropic is going to aid in that, but how does set and setting affect that? Well, let's say you're going to take something called modafinil, RX only. Okay. I'm not a doctor. So let's say you're gonna taste, so you take the modafinil, but maybe you live in an apartment complex like I do, where there's a courtyard and there's a pool and it's a sunny day, and you pop the modafinil and you know it's gonna take a bit to kick in, and so you go outside and you start like feeling the sun and you're enjoying yourself, maybe you get in the pool, and even when the modafinil kicks in, suddenly, because of your state of mind, which was, maybe I kind of want to relax right now, and then changing your setting, I'm gonna go in the pool, suddenly the modafinil is not going to be as effective as if you were, you know, locked into a quiet room, or however it is you like to focus yourself. I have my own methodology, which I'll be sharing with y'all shortly. Maybe you're locked into a room, in your desk, it's super quiet, you have like a single tab browser open, and you are ready to work. And in fact, maybe you're already working by the time it kicks in. So your set is, okay, my motivation is I wanna work, and your setting is under control, and I guarantee you, no matter what nootropic you're taking, or no matter what your desired outcome is, it will be more effective and you will have a much better experience if you learn and how to control your set and setting, and if you even just consider what those terms mean and think about them before you take a drug. I guarantee that your experience with that drug will be better, assuming, of course, you don't have any negative reactions, etc. Talk to your doctor before taking nootropics, even over-the-counter ones. That's it for now, y'all. Remember about that video I made, what to do when nootropics don't work? I'll have that pop up on the screen now. And please subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see future videos about how to be more productive in your professional life, which includes taking nootropics. That's all for now, folks. Take care. Bye.